Top 10!
It's me, Mario!
The good old Red Plumber. With a face more recognizable than Mickey Mouse, this guy took the video game industry, flipped it upside down because it was going down the shitter, and became the greatest man on Earth. Now, he is literally the face of gaming. Let's face it, we all grew up with Mario in some way, shape, or form. Even if you didn't own any of his games, you still grew up with him. So with countless games, I'm gonna look into the stuff that I think makes Mario so goddamn awesome. A top 10! I haven't made one of these in a while. I'm gonna try and keep this list of the main Mario games as much as I can, because otherwise we would be here for a long time. And yes, I had to change the title from shit to stuff, because YouTube is shit. So, let's go! Number 10! A Mario game can't be a Mario game unless there are some power-ups. We've got the classic mushroom, fire flower, Starman, and along the way you get to see more and more power-ups that you can use. There's the leaf that turns you into a raccoon that can, fly. I am a statue! Yeah, just keep walking, bitch. Frog suit, Hammer Brothers suit, cat... Penguin? There's a massive library of different power-ups for this bastard. And they're all fun to use. Now that I think about it, it's noticeable that they're starting to run out of ideas for power-ups. Especially after seeing that propeller hat. Number 9! Something that we wished for the longest time was being able to play a main Mario game with a friend. No, I'm not talking about taking turns and such. I'm talking about a fully fledged co-op experience. Whoa! Look at that! We're playing at the same time! Look at that! That's me! That's you! In New Super Mario Bros. Wii, we finally became able to play through the whole game in glorious 2-player mode. Fuck it, let's make that 4 players. While being extremely chaotic most of the time, you're not really thinking about beating the game. You're mostly just trying to stay alive, because your friend can be a dick. Which is my favorite thing to be in the Wii U version, because you get to create platforms to fuck with other people. Cracks me up every time. Number 8! Alright, so we've seen multiple remakes, reboots, and ports on newer consoles, but something that I thought was really cool of Nintendo was that they ported not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 classic Mario titles for the good old Game Boy Advance. We got Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, and Super Mario Bros. 3, all available for us to play on the go. Sure, they might not exactly be the better versions, but they added some extra stuff in there too, like the classic Mario Bros. Arcade game. They also updated some of the sprites, I guess. Most of that shit was taken from the All-Star version, but I digress. It was also a good way for younger audiences who never got to play the old games to actually get to experience them. So, thank you. Number 7! Link had Epona. The Lich King had Invincible. Gandalf had Shadowfax. And Gustav II Adolf had Strafe, then he fucking fell off of him on the battlefield and died like a little bitch. Idiot. It was about time that Mario got his own steed, and that was a green dinosaur thing. Yoshi got introduced in Super Mario World, where you could ride on his back and devour yummy dumbasses. With different colored Koopa shells in his mouth, you could fly, stomp, breathe fire, or just... Wow. This guy became so popular that he completely stole the lead role for the sequel, Yoshi's Island, and boy, what a perfect game. While also acting as an extra platform, Yoshi also counted as an extra hit, so if a bad guy touches you, shit! Come back! Come back here! Okay. Good. If a bad guy touches you, Yoshi will run away in fear and, drown in lava. Number 6! Okay, yeah, I know I said that the spin-off games had nothing to do with this list, but that doesn't mean that I can't include the whole universe of Mario spin-off titles for the number 6 spot, eh? I mean, the main Mario games are the reason why they exist, right? It feels like there are millions of Mario spin-off franchises. Mario Kart, Mario Party, Dr. Mario, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Baseball, Mario Strikers, Paper Mario, Mario RPG, Luigi's Mansion, Mario and Sonic, Mario and Luigi, Super Smash Brothers. Does that even count? I'ma guess I'ma go fishy. Some of the top-selling Nintendo games doesn't even have to be any of the main Mario titles. We can see that Mario Kart alone reels in some serious cash money, bitches. And we even get games about other characters like Yoshi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Luigi, and even Peach got her own game. she cried a lot. Number 5! So the era of the 16-bit war is over. The Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis were about to meet their final days. A new generation was on its way and many franchises would face their biggest challenge yet. Switching to the third dimension. Some did it right, some did wrong. Even horribly. But this guy right here, did it perfectly. The jump Mario made from 2D to 3D could not have been better. Super Mario 64 blew people's minds as you could happily run around in any direction you wanted. Platforms everywhere, enemies everywhere, and you could jump as usual. But this time, with style. Look at those backflips. If this particular game wasn't as good as it was, then things could have gone extremely poorly for the Mario franchise. Luckily, it didn't. Yay! Number 4! As if jumping to 3D wasn't enough, Mario's 3D adventures were few, but handled perfectly. The platforming was nothing to screw around with. The gameplay was top-notch, and they were just a joy to play. But then the guys at Nintendo were like, you know what? Fuck these games. Let's go to space! And that's exactly what they did with Super Mario Galaxy. What else could they bring to the table? Well, how about using freaking gravity as a mechanic for Mario's platforming? Genius? It was so much fun to fuck around with this mechanic and sometimes just jump around trying to defy gravity as much as it could. Not only that, but Galaxy was a great fucking game. It was so good that they even made a second one, which was even more crazy, and is that Yoshi? Number 3! What if you could make your own Mario game? Well, people did, but nobody really paid any attention to them. One little thing that made the world go crazy was when they released Super Mario Maker for the Wii U and the 3DS. You could create your own crazy levels in 4 different styles and share them with the masses. Make normal-looking levels, puzzle-oriented levels, endurance-based levels, and straight-out near-impossible levels, which seem to be the most popular ones to make. I feel like Super Mario Maker brought people closer together, or completely ruined friendships. Number 2! Holy crap, was I surprised with Super Mario Odyssey. I never thought that I could love a Mario game as much as I did with this game. I'm not kidding when I say that Odyssey is now my favorite Mario game. Just right behind Mario World. Remember when I said that it was noticeable that they kind of ran out of ideas for power-ups in these games? Well, Odyssey was like, screw that shit. Let's just use Mario's enemies' abilities and make the game based on that. With the addition of Cappy, you could possess a whole bunch of different enemies and use their abilities at your will. Or you could possess lifeless objects like a rock, tree, or a zipper. Huh. I'm a real-ass dinosaur! It's so much fun to take control of a sad bastard and go nuts with him. I also like the fact that this game feels a little more Banjo-Kazooie-like with all the different collectibles. Fucking 999 moons? Really? You crazy, Nintendo. Number 1! Okay, listen up, you Pez dispensers. You're sitting in front of your TV, playing a video game. You're having a grand old time with a big ugly smile on your face. But then, you stop to ask yourself, why exactly? How come I'm able to play this game right here and right now? Something happened in the year 1983 called the video game crash. Back then, there was just an overload of home consoles and computers and not enough good games to keep them from dying. You all remember E.T. and the Pac-Man port, right? Though not being the entire cause of the crash, they were definitely an eye-opener for people being like, huh. I guess video games suck now. It was extremely easy to make a game for the Atari 2600 and sell them, and a lot of people did. Consumers would get a lot of games that were either poorly programmed or extremely boring. So with all this shit going on, the video game market took a serious hit and eventually ended its lifespan as a whole in 1983. But in the year 1985, North America stumbled upon a gray box and noticed something very odd about it. It says entertainment system. It doesn't say video game system. So therefore, this thing could actually be a good purchase. People bought the console and booted that shit up, and what was most likely the first game they played on it? That's right, Super Stinking Mario Brothers! A game that brought friends, families, enemies, and everybody else together. This game blew people's minds with its fantastic levels, controls, gameplay, and the music that's like da 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 da. Mario reopened the doors for gaming and revived the video game market and eventually became the face of video games, even to this day. If this guy didn't show up, then maybe we wouldn't be playing video games anymore. If that doesn't deserve the number 1 spot, then I don't know what does. We won't be seeing Mario dying out anytime soon. He'll most likely live on forever. Like Mickey Mouse. So what is your favorite thing about Mario? Well, that's what the comment section is for, so go crazy! I'm DexTheSwede signing out, and thank you for watching this video. Now, let's see what kind of stupid shit Mario has done over these years. Next week. This video was brought to you thanks to my wonderful Patreon supporters. If you feel like throwing some extra support my way, then you can head over to my Patreon page and receive some pretty dang cool rewards as thanks for pledging and helping my show stay alive. We've got behind the scenes commentaries for every video I make, and you can also receive a very special drawing, very much like this one, sent to your home. Ain't that cool? And want to keep track of what I'm doing with my stupid life in this stupid show, then you can go ahead and follow me on Facebook and Twitter, as I'll be posting news, updates, and other random shit. Follow me on Twitch if you want to watch me live stream games and such, and we've also got a Discord group that you can join as well. Links are in the description. Awesome.